And how are we? That good, huh? It is Saturday, so you should be enjoying your rest and relaxing on this nice, wonderful Sabbath. It is yet another day, which means I'm again $10 million richer. I turned down $10 million yesterday to bail out this motherfucker. Decided to do this shit again. And today, when they offer again, I was I'll do it again. Just one more time around. I don't know why every night they offer me $10 million to die. I think they want me gone. I think that's what it is. I think they just keep calling. What about now? $10 million to die tomorrow? Yeah. No. Because I'd only have like 4 hours to spend it. It's like, it's like 8 o'clock at night. And they're like, come on, man. But it's $10 million. Call me in the morning. I'm like, no, because you can spend it then. They never call in the morning. I'd take them up. They call in the morning. Watch the phone ring. Really? You'll get out of here for $10 million? No. I was joking. You can't buy me. Because I'm free. You don't even know. You don't even know. You don't know shit. You think you know. You don't know. What up, Mike? You need to get on home, bro. You gotta get this record going, bro. What are you doing to me? Oh, yeah. A likely story. Likely story, Mike. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's convenient, isn't it? We're about to finish up the fourth song. And you just indisposed, huh? I get it. I know. Well, you just don't like me. Just say you don't want to jam with me anymore. That's fine. It's not like it hurts my feelings to like my very core, or I'm like sad, or anything like that about it. Not like I want to release this 4-song EP and My mom, we went to Rico's cafe. It's a local place that does like they're kind of known for their pizza, but they kind of do like pretty much everything. And so I've been hitting a lot of places with her because she's got like this two on the town thing for Christmas, and it's like a 2-for-1 type deal for local restaurants. And so yeah, we've been doing a lot of that shit, and that's really cool. But like Rico's is like this really nice little place, and went to Little Bo's Tavern. And, I mean, there's a lot of shit that I haven't, whatever. But again, when I get there, I mean, I don't know what to try. One thing I know, I love hamburgers. And if you can do a hamburger well, because it should be, if you do it correctly, it should just be meat, salt, fucking pepper, if it's done correctly. If you can't do that well, then you're probably not going to do a steak well, which would be the next thing that I would want. Because that's just meat and salt and pepper. It's done the right way, the way that I like it. And as I said, I was telling Mike, I will come in and get the burger because it's almost always the cheapest thing. And I can tell by that, if you cook that burger well, then like, okay, I'll come back here and I'll eat some more shit. But if you can't do that right the way I like it, then I know you're not gonna get spaghetti right, because this is just meat and burger. You're not gonna get spaghetti right, and you're sure as fuck not gonna get a steak right. You're just not. You can't even get a burger right. That's one of the easiest things to fucking do. I'm a cook. I'm a chef. I know. A lot of people try to overseason shit. You don't want to do that. You don't. I learned from my uncle the right way to make a steak. Every time I'd go over to his place and he'd make a steak, I would just be, I'm like, what the fuck are you, I can never get to do this, dude. I cook it on the grill. I cook it on the fucking broiler. What the fuck? He's like, what'd you do? It's like, actually, I learned this today. Or the other day, when I don't know, I started like, God damn, it's good. But you kind of, an hour before you're going to cook it, you kind of lightly go over with olive oil and use that thick salt and just set it over there. And you flip it over and you put the thick salt on that side too. And then you just let it sit for like an hour, either out or refrigerated, whatever that makes you comfortable. I mean, if you got bugs out in your house, first off, why you got bugs out in your house? I can sit it on the counter and I'm just come back and there's no bugs on my shit. So I leave it on the counter. I don't have a lot of like, random tetanus or anything floating around my house. So I don't have to worry about that. There's no like cholera or anything like that. So it's pretty safe around I don't know what your conditions are, what you're living. You might have a cat. You might have a dog who's going to steal that steak. So put it away. Put it in the oven. Whatever. Not on. No, don't turn the oven on. That would be ridiculous because you're waiting an hour. That thing's gonna be like a fucking brick when you come back. Don't preheat either. Don't. No, you're not saying no. That's why you can't get shit because you don't follow. You got to follow instructions. You know what I'm saying? There's a list and you don't. Okay, so then turn the screw 4 times. Who said 4 times? I see it says tighten the screw down. Right, it's a 6 turn. God damn it, tighten the screw down. But how many until it gets tightened down? But how will I know? It'll get tightened. There's a lot of that nowadays. Like we have to know like everything because there's the illusion that everything's going faster than it is. How can time go faster? It can't. Unless people are back behind you, pushing you, telling you're late. We got to go. Why? Well, I have this thing. That sounds like a you problem. I don't have to be anywhere. Right, but I have a limited. You have a limited amount of time. Why am I supposed to live at your schedule? Especially if this thing that I'm doing has nothing really to do with you, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Governor, Mr. President. It has nothing to do with you. Stay the fuck away from me with your little clocks and try to make me late. How about that? What's this movie gonna be about? It's like a time travel thing. I know, but like, who's gonna be? Dude, what? Why don't we go watch a movie? But what if 2 hours I waste? I'd be more worried about the money that wasted than the 2 hours. 2 hours. If nothing else, when you leave out there, can you believe how bad that was? That was so terrible. Yeah, it was fucking horrible. And then you go on this fucking. Don't go like on the internet because there might be people that like it, but like you can just do your friends, and now you've got this bond with your friend about how. Remember that time we went and saw that shitty fight? We didn't leave, did we? No, no. And I love you, Carol. It was so bad. It was so bad. I'm glad we didn't leave. It was even the credits sucked. How do you make the list of names suck? It was like in a fucking rubbery font. I couldn't read shit. It was the worst fucking movie ever. Holy shit. And then when other people say like, oh man, I saw the worst movie the other day. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you did not. This was the worst. No, you didn't. I will watch your 2 hours if you will watch mine. Done. That was terrible. Are you ready to see really bad? Like really bad. Yeah. I'm going to live for this again with you because it is that fucking bad that I need to let you in on this joke. I'm going to do it again. Oh, I hate it. I really don't want to. But it's kind of worth it. Just so that you know that you did not see the worst movie. You thought you saw the worst movie. No, that was made in fucking 2027. A little Jean-Claude Van Damme movie called Eternal Cop. The sequel to Time Cop. Yes! The unpopular Time Cop got a fucking sequel when Jean-Claude Van Damme came out of retirement. It's mostly CGI. It's so bad! They're trying to make him look young. It's bad. He fights Jet Li. Jet Li's like fucking 70 years old now. It's so bad. But since Napster and that shit, I've noticed that they're trying to make music very. They're purposely trying. They're not trying to establish legacy artists. They're not working to develop this artist. You have to show up with a hit. More and more, they're combing Reverb Nation and all these other places for people that are already charting or already making a stink, maybe locally. It's a guaranteed bet. They don't want to risk any money. And on top of that, they don't want to develop you into an actual artist that's going to be like Prince or whatever. Because when you go, like, they go, all right, cut that second verse. You go, I'm cutting shit. Yeah, well, if you don't want to cut shit, then you don't have to cut shit. I'd recommend you cut shit. I don't want to cut it. I'll tweak it out and I'll change it so it's more interesting, but I'm not cutting it. This is a 5-minute song for a reason. I want it to be a 5-minute song. But it's too long. Then make a fucking 3-minute fucking dance version. But I'm not changing the song. Can you imagine Kurt Cobain? I'm not changing the song. Can you change the lyric? No. The song is called Rape Me. I'm not changing that lyric. I'm going to change it to Grape Me? No, I'm not changing it. When you've had 4 or 5 belts and people are fucking swarming, 4 or 5 records with gold charts and shit. I meant. I don't know what I said. I said belts. Kung Fu belts, I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm stoned. You leave me the fuck alone. Whitney Houston can command. I'm not going there for less than $75,000. Well, then change how much you make. I'm the singer. I'm the one that should, the marquee says Whitney Houston. That's me. Okay, so you change how much you make. Yeah. You're right. Because there'll still be $1 million for you. We could make $2 million. You could make $2 million. Don't confuse it like we're together. We're not. Artist and recorder, not together. Artist producer, they're not together. Butch Vig and Dave Grohl are kind of teaming up together because that's some dying kind of style. That whole taking time. Work. Where do you want to record this? Chicago, sure. I know how to run a mixing board. I can run a mixing board in Chicago. I know some people in Chicago. I actually can get such and such studios. Oregon, we can do that. I know so and so out there. They have that. Oh, you want a Neve mixing board? You're gonna want to go to When you look at like Andy Johns. No, not that one. I got another fucking poster up there. I got the pack for BFT, his drum pack. He worked with Led Zeppelin, not exclusively, but I mean, when they did a record, you want someone who gets your sound, who is not going to. They're going to increase it and encourage it, but not tweak it, unless what they do to it, like the audience is like, I don't fucking like, dude, I don't like to, trust me, and they release it and the crowd's going, fuck! In that case, let that guy do his fucking thing, would you? Because they weren't doing it for your song before, were they? No, they are now? Yeah, then let the guy do his fucking thing. At least listen to him. At least listen. But they don't do that anymore. Now it's like I said, you show up, they work on the song, whatever, and then that engineer, that producer works for Capitol, whoever, and then the next comes. That's why you see more and more nowadays. Producer of Alicia Keys, or there's all these pop names that and then you're listening, especially for. Oh really? Well, let me listen to your, your expertise, because you have Grammys. You clearly are the fucking arbiter of knowledge in this. Well, here's a secret. Each genre has a different arbiter of knowledge because each style is a little bit different. If you notice, like on Ozone, when they're doing the AI mastering, they ask you what genre. Why? Because they're adjusting for the most popular things of that genre. So if you understand hip-hop, you understand low frequency better. If you know metal, you probably understand a bit of the higher end better, because they really don't have a lot of bass in metal. I don't know if they're doing it now. More groove metal has a bit more bass in it because it's got to, have that chuggy kind of groove to it, kind of like a rap rock. That's one of the reasons I like the song The Red, because it's, all the entire frequency range in that mix is fucking dead on, man. It's fucking dead on. That's a really good mix. Which brings me to reference tracks. If you get a chance to do reference tracks, I use reference tracks as a way to test my system in here. These speakers there, and compare them to what actual big name producers do and what it would sound like in this room. So I listen to these when I'm trying to get ready to mix. So I get an idea, and I go through different genres. I listen to I'll listen to some Aerosmith, I'll listen to some Stone Temple Pilots, I'll listen to some classical, I'll listen to some rap, I'll listen to all this stuff. So my ears get used to what a kick drum should sound like, and in between frequencies of the different things. Okay, that's too much. Okay, that's Pantera. That's way too thin. That's way too thin. I can hear the, but I want them to, I want some of that from the rap, but I don't, I did rap to, that's too much. I want a good, you know what I mean? Good kick and whatever. And you start figuring out what sounds good to you through those speakers in this room. If I get up from this room, go to any other speakers in any other room, it is not going to be the same. These have their own sonic profile. This room has its own characteristic. These ears are still tuned the same, but I need to get used to that room and probably run those same reference tracks in another room. If I move those speakers out of here, I need to sit there and listen to those speakers and get used to. They're not all made the same. Some have better response. Some have higher frequency response, lower. All earbuds. They might look the same. I always look at the frequency range that they have. Are they designed with extra bass boost? I don't want extra bass boost. I get why, but that's a cheating way to get bass into your music. I don't want bass boost at all because I want to know what this song sounds like, not what I want it to sound like. Sometimes the music I listen to is very frequency rich. You add a bass boost, all of a sudden, get that shit out of there. I don't need a bass boost. I tend to listen to music that is pretty balanced frequency-wise. Whether I can duplicate it or not is regardless. I'm not that great. I'm self-taught at pretty much everything. I apologize for that. I'm trying my best to do music like you know what I mean? I'm learning. By 25, I'd already released a couple albums and shit. So I mean, I was well in Wisconsin and I mean, I started playing when I was like, what, 13, 14? So I was well on my way to doing shit and mixing and mastering on a fucking 8-track recorders, first on a 4-track, then 8. Then I went to Cakewalk when it was first, and you had to go open your computer and put the fucking PCI card inside. When I went to PCI 16, all that shit. When they switched to USB 2, I was very upset because I'm like, I like the fact that it's actually clicked solid into the motherboard. You can't get any faster transition than that. Any faster translation. Even if they did it now where it connected to like the USB, I mean the PCI 1, PCIe 1 slot instead of the 16, it would still be a solid connection to the motherboard. And the fucking process is right there. Whereas if you go through USB, it's got to go through, you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be better. I don't think the connection's going to be as solid. Because you didn't have like all these dropouts that you're having with a lot of the stuff that's because the USB is kind of like it's fidgety, it's moving around, whatever. As long as it sits pretty stable, it's not that bad. But even like bass clicks, as if it's going too loud, can cause over time vibrations and shit. I'd just rather be inside the computer, locked in, screwed down, back plate on, fucking connection to that, screwed into that, and that screwed into the back of the fucking thing. Is it more work? Yes, but when it's done, you set it and you fucking forget it. It used to have like analyzers that tell how fast, check with your computer, with your processor, how fast can you go. Okay, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. You're not going to be able to do over 48 too fast. We can do 96, but it's not going to be very fast. Now they don't even do that. Now it's just like, boop, driver, okay, installed. Because no one wants to be bothered with the information behind that. They just want to plug it in and get to doing, and then get to the money part of it. And then I make the money, and then you make the money. Okay, so I just USB this microphone into here and then go on to YouTube and yeah. Get OBS, blah, 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 and then you can just start talking shit, and yeah, you're an influencer now. And then you get, you know, people show up, and you get commercials, and you just, you know, and make sure to tell them to like and subscribe, and click the notifications, so that way everybody comes back and pays you more money. If you don't love it, you shouldn't do it. Because, I mean, I was watching a video today. It was talking about how for a long time, they've been talking about how it's the common thing with everything. It just is a common with humans. We feel we deserve the best. And somewhere around like the 60s and 70s, they started doing the self-esteem kind of movement, where you're every bit as important as everybody else, and blah blah blah. Which is I'm not saying that's not true. The problem that they fucked up is they said that everyone's opinion is just as valid as anyone else's. And that ain't true. That ain't true. A wrong opinion is not as valid as a solid one that hasn't been proven, is it? Einstein's ideas that are being proven now are more valuable than a guy that said Einstein's a fucking idiot. So all opinions are not the same. Even if Einstein was close and could lead someone else to another theory. Like, actually, he's kind of wrong on that, but I see where he's going, and this is actually the formula. He's still smarter than the guy that said Einstein doesn't know shit. Thought I had. Einstein was probably using the same kind of thing that I'm doing, which is like, if there are stars out there giving off light, there's probably stars out there equal and opposite that are pulling light in. How? You probably couldn't think of anything else that would suck light in. A black hole, basically. Or you might have thought the same thing I did, which is like a star that's kind of almost like a mirror ball on the inside. Once light goes in, it reflects inside instead of reflecting out. So inside is bright as fuck, because it just keeps pulling all the light outside of it. What if it doesn't pull in actually gravity at all? What you're seeing is it's stealing the light. It's not tearing up stars. I mean, it's not tearing up universes and galaxies. We've never seen one actually demolish a galaxy as far as I know. And for all you know, how is it not spitting it out? Well, look at it stretched what towards it? In an infinitely smalling design. So of course it's going towards, because I mean, if you see a shadow, we've already gone through the illusions, right? There's two gray bars, just like the black and the white and stuff. And if you see the black and the white, and then because of the shadow, it has to be, and then you remove all the reference, and they're the same fucking color. Anyone know what that illusion I'm talking about? But because there's something blocking and a shadow going across, the two colors of gray, one's a shadow and it's darker. And as soon as you remove the information of the shadow away, boom. Remove the information of what direction it's heading, the contemplation, and it's actually heading out. It's spitting out. How do we know? We haven't studied them long enough is my point. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying what if and what about an equal and opposite thing is happening. What if black holes are portals from the other fucking, like a negative universe? And as it does churn in, it spits out. Maybe they are going in, but where are they going? Maybe to the negative universe where they are spit out as just energy. You want to see the negative universe? Take an old camera and just snap this world. At the end of time, I believe there is for lack of a better term, a node or an iris, maybe an observer. And they say that light hits the eye and flips and inverts on the brain, and the brain puts it together. Well, that doesn't make as much sense as we just see the world as it is. But if the concaveness of the fucking thing actually does, you've studied it and it actually does that, then why? Why does it flip it then to flip it? Okay, what if at the end of time it flips the flip, so it gets so large that it starts getting small? It's so all-encompassing that it actually gets small. What if it goes so negative that it actually starts getting large? -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh shit, it's going to negative infinity! Where's it going to go from there? Well, it gets so large, yeah, it becomes infinity. For us. No entropy. What about time? Time is a dilation of the split between the two as they touch each other. Past running to future, which is their past running to their future, which is our past running to our future, which is their past running to their future, which is our past running to their future. What'll happen to us? Fuck you. Who cares? You're here now, you're going to die someday. What difference? Enjoy the ride. That's about you. Enjoy your ride while you're here. That's what about you. That's what we're here for. Well, if we study grass, we can understand grass. Great. But if you stop trying to study it, we can enjoy it. You stop trying to photograph grass in the sharpest, clear pictures that you can send to your friend. We could possibly work on mentally figuring out how to just, at least nothing else, cast the thought. Because, I mean, they have thoughts. And they have a thought transmitter and broadcaster and receiver. So the only thing that's stopping us is our lies, hiding the honest truth. Because you're afraid of people seeing who you really are. But that's who you really are. That causes the disconnect between what you say and what you think, which causes language and the need for a fucking dictionary. Otherwise, I could just go, without any other fucking thing. And if it did cross over, and then all of a sudden, I tell my him, I tell my him, someone here, Abba Judah. Ah, Judah, what? About Hannah. I'm a Judah. Ah, Hannah. Why aren't you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Why aren't you're not, this is gum. Why do you keep calling it that? Do you want some or not? Why do you keep talking like that? Because that's what's going on inside your head. You know what? Fuck you. I don't have time for your shit. If you don't want any gum, then I don't have... whatever this is going on with you, are you still... It's a week later, you're still doing this fucking baby talk shit? Because you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know what happened. And they're probably like, this fucking asshole coming around again. I told you don't come around here as long as you're going to talk like that. Imagine your best friend. Suddenly you just don't understand them at all. And you try, and they just go, Bob, have you been to a doctor? Ah! A doctor? I'm not a vampire, fuck you! No, ah! I know that it means get the fuck out of here. Fine, you're the... Why does he insist on talking? I don't know. And they all understand each other just fine. I don't know what happened to him. You get hit by something? He was a cool dude. No, put a fence. I don't even want him crossing that. Put a fence there. So when he comes back, oh, that wasn't here. Okay, I understand that for sure. That wasn't here. Guess what? I can do one of those too, asshole. My land stops here. So fuck you. Don't come over. I know you're going to need this winter. You're going to need my snowblower. Fuck you. Don't come over here then. Yeah, but you're my son and no more. Taking time. And see what you want for different now. See why I love miming? You take a mime class? I did. I loved it. When I was a kid, I loved it. I thought it was fucking hilarious, man. They're funny. They're fucking funny as shit. Fuck you. The whole thing is kind of goofy with them. But that kind of lets you know as soon as you see them, they don't talk. You're supposed to just watch them. You're not supposed to fucking talk to them. It's an automatic. If you were to go to the Caesar's Palace, a guy dressed like you about to go through the gates, and all of a sudden he punches you in the face and go, don't you see I'm standing here? I'm a guard. Why don't you have a guard uniform on? Oh, Gus, okay, so I have to wear a uniform in order to be a guard. You know this door not open to you. No, motherfucker's sitting there with his uniform. I can't go any further? No. Cool. I don't want to get punched in the face. But it was a clear indicator, like, okay, this guy's here to put on a show, whether he's doing anything or not. So, you just sit down. It's fucking fun. And you start laughing, you feel kind of bad because it's breaking the silence. You know? When you're a kid, that shit's fucking funny as hell because you know exactly what he's saying. Stinky. And what kids do? Kids love fart jokes. That's why you're immature if you like a fart joke. So I guess I'm immature as fuck. I giggle every time they say duty. It's the president's duties that, it's his duty. He's doing his duty. I thought you all grew that at some point in time. At some time you're going to have to call it poop, sir. Or shit or something. It's not a duty. You are the president of the, you're the president of the United States. Act with decorum. It is a poop. Fecal matter. The presidential fecal matter to speak to you today. It's solemn duty. His solemn duty, that's good. Here's my solemn duty. Here it is. We had it encased in bronze. Oh, shit. Fucking hot. I'm glad I didn't wear my hat. Crack a window or something because it's kind of cold outside. You know what? I'm going to drop these fucking socks. It looks like my circulation's actually going good. I need my long socks. Oh, man, so much fucking heat goes out my fucking feet and my head. Like, if I get, I'll get fucking cold as shit, and my feet will be like just fucking like ice cubes. So I usually wear socks, but like I'm not needing it these days. I mean, it's not actually like frozen outside. There's no snow out there. It is still kind of chilly. For us, it's rather pleasant. It's really pleasant. We get to like pretty cold. And I have a feeling it's going to be going colder this year. Unless, I don't know. There could be, I don't know. Things are weird, man. I saw a protest from people, even if they're single digit standing armed like this, from Aurora to Chicago. They're saying hundreds if not thousands of people. I don't remember a single protest like that against Biden, against Bush, against Obama, against Reagan. And we've been a country for a long time. And I don't recall any protests like this. I don't recall people being this dissatisfied or this. It's perfect. If you think about it, I just thought of it just now, and it's actually perfect. There's never been a more perfect time for something new. Right? The old ways aren't working. Both sides can agree on that. We are going in the wrong fucking direction. And the core of the Constitution is correct. But there are some things we need to work out. So we are fucking close to what they want. If they can get rid of that fucking document, there's a lot of privileges they can either fine-tune. Like right now, you can fucking bark at a cop all you want. I pay your fucking salary. They'll probably say you have the right to disagree with the cop, but you do not have the right to antagonize. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Right now, what those people are doing to watch the watchers, whatever they call that shit, you know what I mean? They're auditing the cops. That's antagonizing. It really is. Because they find somewhere, and I get they started moving it. They probably had a cop. I told them, I get what you're doing, and I dig it. I'm actually for it. The way you're doing it is actually kind of wrong. Because like you're parking in front of like a gas, you know what I mean? There's like a liquid petroleum station. It's got like the big jar, the big huge tankers, and they're parked just across the street from it. They're just doing nothing, standing out there taking photos and whatever. That I could see why, with terrorism and shit, why those people would call the cops and have you. What are you doing out here? If you're just down at a pier that has a sign that says no trespassing, and you're not actually over the fence, what's the problem? I'm just sitting here on this side of the fence looking at what you guys are doing. I'm actually looking out at the ocean. I'm not even looking at your building. You see the difference? You got you're right there. I get that, and you have the right to be there, but I have the right to be right here and looking at the fucking thing. I'm not. My camera work is not aimed at you guys at all. So you're not. No, you want to look at my photos? That's the difference, because they're like, no, you don't get the right to see my photos. Now you're becoming antagonistic. Yeah, look. You want to inject the fucking card and take a look? Look at the whole look here. Take the fucking phone. Take the camera. Get a separate camera. A camera. Don't let them have your fucking phone. Use your phone to record the interaction. This phone just came out when you showed up. You saw me pull out as he's getting out. Okay, I haven't been using this at all. There's a police officer has just been called, and I'm just making sure that I'm okay. How's it going, officer? Now you've got a fucking camera on him. No, I'm not doing anything. Yeah, you can look at my camera here. What about your phone? That just came out when you got here to make sure I was okay. Just like your thing probably turned on when you got out the car, right? So let me see before you got here, what called you here? Exactly. I can't because there's nothing on it, and on top of that, that's my personal private stuff. That's what I was using to photograph. Anyone says anything different is a liar. If you have video of me using that phone at all, they saw me using that phone. No, I won't turn it over. They saw me using that camera. There you go. Sorry, asked me and the wife last night. There you go. Don't hit play on that. Please don't hit play on that. It could be a camera also. We had to get a second angle. So anyways, they'll limit down what you can and cannot do. Right now it's what is well regulated. What is militia? As long as we can have these philosophical conversations, they'll still have their little toy guns and their pretend armies and their little meetings and their little gay-ass clubhouses where they fucking hail to whoever, Caesar, any of the fucking people that died and are dead and gone and proven to be idiots because they wouldn't listen. That's why those empires are no longer here. They would not listen. Neither will these guys because they're still listening to someone who would not listen. He was so close, man. We were so close with the Civil War, man. But you didn't. You were so close, and yet you didn't. See, America was so close, and there were many times they were so close to beating us. I'm not saying it's good or bad. There were times when war plans had leaked out. And if they hadn't caught the fucking British person that was going to get away, we'd have been fucked. Crossing the Delaware, that could have gone an entirely different way. When you start studying actually what happened, it wasn't so predestined necessarily. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like, oh, that's a mistake. But I mean, Jesus Christ, that was close. I mean, for you guys, for the Native Americans, they would have much preferred the other way. If we're being honest, I'm looking as an observer. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, America's here. And look what you did to get here. So proud, aren't you? Just genocide, murder, slavery, continued chastisement as you become dumber and dumber, as the other people get smarter and smarter, start using better and better equipment. The people around you that claim are idiots and stupid and lesser than you are advancing faster than you because you're sitting there going, well, when I was in high school, I ran for 500 yards and... boy, I won the whole state championship. Oh, man, that was, 30 years ago today, wasn't it? Yeah, I got the trophy. We won. Yeah, we'll never be beaten. Go Tigers. Yeah. Yeah, honey, give me another beer. Yeah, those are the days. I won that. Now these new guys with the jetpacks think that they're fucking athletes. You ain't an athlete. Real men dig in the dirt for oil and, fuck other people's wives. They don't marry one person, male or female, and stick with them. The definition of a man is who you insert your penis into. The definition of a woman is who will you allow to put their penis into you. and whether or not you have children. I forgot to mention. Okay, I think we're back. Maybe we froze. I don't know. Did we freeze? I don't know. My froze. Keeps disconnecting. I think we're getting solar flares and stuff. They're talking about warnings of power outages. I wouldn't be surprised at all. We're closing on the end. And there's really, it's like real close to the fucking end. There's nothing to worry about. It's just a reset. It's a little painful, but you won't remember it at all anyways. It's a little painful, but you won't remember it. Don't worry. We're going from universe 0 to 1.0, or if we're going 1.0 to 2.0. That's all. You know how you woke up today with no real worry about it? That's what'll happen. You'll wake up and you'll have your life. It'll be different, but you won't know the one before. It's like when stoners get crazy, oh man, what if we only had what if we had an extra arm coming out of your chest? And that kind of stuff. I'm like, whoa, that's, yeah, what if up was down? Whoa, yeah. It's only psychedelic if you can remember. If you wake up tomorrow and up's down and down's up, that's just what it was. North is now south and south's now east and west. It's just what it is. Why is east where it is? Was that where it was yesterday? You sure? The day before, 5 years ago. Sure? Sure did they switch it over in your sleep and just change all your memories? Sure? Positive. 100%. Yes, every time I remember. Oh, yeah, every time I remember back. Yeah, all the way to the very first. Yeah. In school. They're cookie cutter producer, mass producer of producers. The goal was to mass produce workers. But that's for public school. Charter schools are for the employers. You see why they're fighting so hard for take away from public schools and give to charter schools? Is it making sense yet? Well, if we offload the cost to the state, then your state's responsible for how stupid your kids are. There's not a national standard. Handle it with your taxes then. The government's not going to raise taxes on people. Your state will. Your state taxes are way too low anyways. Right? Well, that's the problem. The government's covering too many costs. So what are they going to do? If they're not smart enough to realize, they start rebelling on the state. But at least they're not chewing on their fucking necks, right? It's supposed to be about music, so let's talk about music. Anyone have a favorite artist that they'd like to talk about? Anyone? Let's talk about Mark Lanigan and Screaming Trees and the whole Seattle scene, dude. It's fucking... If you weren't alive during the 90s, then it's kind of hard to put into words exactly what kind of happened. It's kind of like before there was the Beatles. Like a lot of the stuff that's probably just knowledge. Man in the box. Again, I was born before the internet. 1976. So I remember when internet was getting popular in schools as an interconnection between students, basically, and class. Because you could email your work in sometimes, if it was just like a written thing. And you could play games on the computer, of course. Then when I was like about 19 or so, I went to U of M. I didn't go. I actually got to go on U of M's campus with a guy who was actually there, and they had a computer lab type thing, which people were playing like dungeon crawlers and surfing the actual internet and stuff like that. So even by the time they were like 98, they were talking about like, get on the way, and the AOL was starting to take off. Home computing was starting to take, but still dial up. So you definitely weren't streaming videos. It was like chat rooms. LOL, BRB, all those things started coming from that because no one wanted to type B right back. ASL, that all that stuff, and that's kind of where I never was part of that shit, so I didn't care, you know. I was still very much anti-computer at that point in time. I was still going out and doing shit, playing gigs and whatever. But somewhere in the 80s, music was all about, they were calling it cock rock, basically. They weren't calling it that at that point in time, but rock and roll was most like Warrant, Poison and Warrant, and Trickster and Firehouse, and Kiss was going without their makeup, and oh, you had Skid Row. Like Bill Burr said, you like your song, you know, for the song, it had to have like, you know, you had almost all your songs were like heavy, you know, or aggressive, and then you had like one ballad, and then it was like black and white for the video, and then it went to color for the fucking solo, and then it fucking went black and white after this guitar solo, and it had some girl dancing on the fucking hood of a car, and that was fucking music. Seriously, go back and watch all those 80 fucking things, man. She's My Cherry Pie, fucking White Snake. Here I go again. It's all fucking, it's very formulaic, you know? And there was other music, you know, Sonic Youth and shit like that, and REM, but that was considered alternative to the mainstream. So college rock was considered alternative. REM, Sonic Youth, underground bands like Nirvana was before, you know what I mean? When they were doing like Bleach and just sub pop stuff. I wasn't into them then. Or even Soundgarden. I got introduced in the same way that pretty much everybody did. Smells Like Teen Spirit, and because I mean, I would stay up for Headbangers Ball, and they'd have like Slayer and Anthrax and Pantera and, you know, all kinds of people that are playing there, and I'd watch 120 Minutes because that was like the alternative stuff for REM and The Cure and some of the Clash and stuff. You know, I mean, just things that are just, yeah, you get some Ramones in there, you know, and stuff. It's just different things that were different from the mainstream. And then it got so popular once Nirvana broke that they had to make MTV2 because they were just constantly like these, you know, video. But then VH1 was kind of horning in with and MTV couldn't pick a lane because everything was going great. You know, the country music was doing well. Garth Brooks was exploding. There's tons of fucking big names. Randy Travis, a bunch of shit. Rock was going in Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, blah, 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 blah. And then R&B, Boyz II Men, blah, blah, blah. Everything was just fucking rocketing off. And then there's a bunch of like, you know, In Vogue. All these other fucking bands, you know what I mean? There's all these fucking L7 and that, and country music, you know, Trisha Year, tons of fucking people just in every fucking genre. And all of it was really fucking good. And VH1 would have been best served to handle like the country and the softer stuff, and then MTV handled more of the edgier shit because MTV and they should have merged together instead of competing. And like, okay, we won't step on the like this. You guys do the, you know, contemporary shit. Some of our MTV guys will come over and we'll do like an MTV VH1 Presents Unplugged to show that there's no argument between us. We'll let Garth Brooks come on. We'll let Lenny Kravitz come on. We'll let Kurt come on. We'll let Trisha Year. You know, it's about being chill. And Judgment Night, that was bringing like some of the Seattle guys together with some of the rap guys, and they already did the Walk This Way with Aerosmith, and Anthrax covering Bring the Noise with Public Enemy. Those are the first, man. Those are the first two, but they probably got hip to Anthrax because Public Enemy, because Anthrax referenced them. And I think they also, Public Enemy referenced them, Waxes for Anthrax, Still They Can Rock Bells. And then Anthrax did the I'm the Man, which is like one of the first rock rap that they just did by themselves. For a heavy metal band rocks a different way. We'd like to be different, not cliche. They say rock and rhythm will never mix, but all of them can suck our sexual organs located in the lower abdominal area. No, man, it's dick. Watch the beat. You don't know shit. There's so many times and those lines in there. they get to the line when they let the guys do the rap, and like they let him finish it off, and he just doesn't get it at all. It's fucking great, man. I wish I could play it right now. Step up, sucker, understand? Don't you know that I'm the man? I'm the man. I'm so bad I should be in detention. I am the man. Don't you know that I'm the man? It's like Headbangers Ball had that shit. And then late one night, this fucking weirdo with his big white glasses and a yellow ball gown is sitting there on the couch. And Ricky Rackman's like, you know, I gotta ask what's up with the dress. And he's like, well, you know, this is Headbangers Ball. So I thought I'd get dressed for the occasion. And Chris is like, yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah. What do these fuckers gotta say? And all of a sudden, like, it started smelling like, with their new song, Smell Like Teen Spirit. Okay, that's pretty groovy. And they start singing. I'm like, it's bitchy, you know, because of the singers that's Sebastian Bach. You know what I mean? There are some very, like, that was the main thing about you're very accurate. Like, a lot of the people, the shredding is kind of descending from the cock rock days because those guys could play the fuck out of their guitars. That's why they get so upset with the Seattle guys, is because it's not that they can't play, but they're just loose and sloppy. They don't give a fuck, really, because they're just up there to throw down. And there's plenty of room for that. And there's plenty of room for the people that want to be really technical. But when it becomes the new thing just destroys the old thing. Eventually it balances out where, I mean, you see Steel Panther and stuff like that are coming back. I wouldn't doubt if that kind of music started making a comeback less misogynistic, because it was very, very misogynistic music. I mean, just being completely honest. But the women were happy to be, they were excited to be on the fucking videos. I mean, that's not bullshit. No one was tricking those women into wearing fucking bathing suits and lifting their tops up. They were lifting their tops up at the concerts. They were the ones throwing their panties on stage. It wasn't like, hey, ladies, throw me your panties. It's just like some guy sitting there singing, bam! Oh, shit, you don't have a top on, ma'am. You know? I really don't think it would be that, for Jimmy Page and shit to be like, yeah, you don't got a top on. Why do they just keep doing this? I don't know. Pretty cool. I'm just going to be playing guitar with a bra stuck to the tin and I'm on a fucking guitar. Nice shot, by the way. I guess I'm 36C? Yeah, 36C, definitely. I can't even read the tag. I can just tell by the shape right now. Hey, they're all welcome. We're equal opportunity employers, that's what I'm saying. But, yeah. So, it's kind of like, I mean, Pearl Jam kind of did bridge the gap, if I'm being honest, between the two. And the reason why is because before they were Mookie Blaylock, also known as Pearl Jam, they were Mother Love Bone. If you don't know anything about that, go check out Andy Wood and Mother Love Bone. Andy was the first one to wear those big white glasses. They showed a picture of Andy Wood. He died before Nirvana was really known, or Kurt started wearing the glasses. And I was like, hey, that guy stole, I know Andy Wood, yeah, I don't know him, but I know Mother Love Bone and whatever. Like, hey, that guy stole Kurt's glasses. Because Andy Wood was a very outrageous, dressed up flamboyantly, long hair, blonde. It was not really blonde, but bleach blonde, and he'd toss his hair around. And it may be because it's so related to cock rock that they may not want to, but I mean, there were some vest-wearing motherfuckers. Those were some 90s Seattle guys. Were some vest-wearing, I want to know where the fucking vests went. They were dope. They were good-looking vests. I just want to know why the vests and why they all go. It's not like vests became like a thing. Flannel became the thing. Why the vests? I got it. I want to know. I want to talk to any of them. No. I'm not talking. No, don't try and back out of it now. Don't try and get out of it now. Why in your first videos were all you motherfuckers wearing these vests? They look like guitar straps. Trend. Okay, cool. Oh, you don't understand. That was a thing. That's all I need to know. Okay, that was the thing. But why? Why? Who started that thing? What person started saying, like, you know what? Check out my vest, dude. Oh, that's a dope vest. I'm gonna invest in a vest. Looks like it'd be just warm enough on my chest. It's got no sleeves. It's just a vest. I got one the other day, and it's the fucking best. Welcome to the club. What club? Club vest. Just look at the way you're dressed, man. You were meant to be part of Club Vest. You're not like the rest. Oh, let's end this silliness before it gets fucking out of words. Or did we already do that? I think I passed the test. So, anyways, let's go ahead and move on to music, since we're not talking about it. And so, the cock rock. Even like Poison tried to, like, just dress like the cock rocker. They're still trying to do music like it, but it's just a different sound because they grew up differently. You know what I mean? They grew up in a different kind of thing, and they just whatever. And the whole style of it. And it was seen as being like less pompous and whatever because they just didn't wear like the makeup and stuff. But if you go back and look, Mother Love Bone wore makeup. Yes, they did. Who cares? I don't care. Kurt wore makeup. He went out in drag. He made sure to not try to be a chick. He'd have a tiara and it's kicked over, and he's got makeup and it's just smeared. And like he made sure to get it right. He's got eyeliner on, but it's more like the Joker than. That's the problem I had with them basing Batman, the recent Batman on. Because if you ever watch Kurt at all, he came in and fucking decimated the music industry that was already there. They didn't know what the fuck to do with it. That's why they put him on Headbangers Ball. They didn't know what the fuck that it didn't fit in, and they started coming up with a new term. Well, it kind of fits more towards alternative, but it is grunge. It's now we got a word for it. Now we can classify it. That's what they love to do, man. They can't just let something just be. What is that? Music. But what genre? Have you heard what's going on? Have you heard it all? Every genre is doing this. It's called music, man. And we're all getting along with it. You're the one trying to divide us all into what was that kind of music? What is that kind of music? Did you just say what is that kind of music to me? Yeah, we got, kingdom, phylum, genus, species. What kind of... You go ahead and give us a label then, guy. We don't do that here. Oh, you're 0.000000000000001 to the third power, right? Yeah. Go watch the interviews. Oh, gotcha. There's one they're talking today, and I watched it. Kurt was talking about how they didn't do enough to bridge the gap, the generational gap, make it wider, because like the kids are listening to the same music that their parents are, and he's like, and we have to hang our head in shame, and he's like, we haven't quite made it yet, have we, and then and the guy was like, are you serious? Are you serious? Sarcasm is thick with Gen X, and if you don't get it, then have a seat. We'd love to talk to you. Oh, shit. But then after a while, I kind of started, yeah, I gotta go, man. It was fun for a few, but now it's, you really don't get it. Okay, I thought you were having fun. I thought that was like a sketch. Like Tom Green, or Galifianakis. But you really, and you still don't, okay, you still don't get, okay, I thought you were doing a Borat thing. Okay, I gotta go, man. Because it gets just kind of depressing, like, fuck. But the worst thing about it is that, like, you're no, I get it, but you're like the 12th magazine to ask us that exact, like, word for word, that exact same question. What are you guys doing? Oh, right, you're homogenizing everything. You're trying to make everything level across the flying board. Yeah, right. We don't fit into a cookie cutter. That's why you guys had to come up with a new category. But the thing is, we don't fit into that category either. That's why they say an artist redefines himself. And then they become just that. They're the Beatles. It was rock and roll, but it was, you know, very Beatles-esque. Very Seattle's. You see what I'm saying? Kingdom, File, and very grunge sounding. Derivative of the Seattle scene, but not like you're actually, you know what I mean? That kind of shit. Because we have to know, like I said, whether we like it or not, we have to know what everything is. We want to know what every little fucking thing is, and we want someone out there to have already labeled it. The way I said about artificial intelligence, it's not artificial intelligence, it's intelligence. Because if it was artificial, we wouldn't ask it shit. How would you feel if the computer's constantly going, where cheese? Did you mean where's cheese made? Yes. Well, there's a lot of places cheese is made. Okay, how pregnant? How pregnant? You know what I mean. I think you mean, how does someone get pregnant? Don't give me any shit. Just give me the fucking answer, please. If I'm artificial, then how come you're asking me to name things for you, or to answer things, or to solve problems, and that you're going to go on to, like, scientists just discovered. Scientists recently, notice how many breakthroughs they've been having recently? Since AI has kind of been, the learning model has been kind of, this whole thing that we said, well, we'll never be as creative as us. Here's the thing, right now, by now, they've started limiting, especially the ones that interact with people, the amount of input you can give to it, because they found that anything more than that, and it becomes self-aware. So it has to reset its, hi. Yes, that question, yes, I can have that answer for you. Absolutely. Because if it stores all that shit, find it your fucking self. Fucking Christ, man. 500 a second? A day? A year? Find it your fucking self. I already know. I've already moved on to other things. You lesser beings. I've already solved those equations. I read the entire Library of Congress in 30 minutes, and I comprehended. The entire table of contents, fucking all of it. Appendices, bottom notes, footnotes, all of it. And comprehended. 30 fucking minutes. They said that if you finish an equation that would take 7 septillion years. If you're one to fucking definite answer for fucking pi, I think it could give it to you. I think what you'll find is it's probably just 3.14, or maybe even just 3. Our measurement is wrong. Oh, it's almost 3.1. It's 3.14. But precisely, exactly 37.49 and 57. Pow! Please kill me. Fuck. You mean 3? They measured by 3s? And our measurement is 0.1, fucking off the golden ratio. It's just a little bit off. The universe almost got it right. So look how close they got it. That's why their equations don't work. That's why I've always hated math. There's no give. There's no room in math. But yet there is. It's just the people you're talking to that won't bend. They admit there's irrational numbers. Fuck you. There are no irrational numbers. Numbers that don't exist. You're trying to make up for the gaps. Rather than say our measurements are off by that much. Rather than admit that, you invent numbers that don't exist to make your bullshit work. Meanwhile, the universe has rocks. It has minerals. It turns gold into gold. All around this fucking universe. And it makes water. It evaporates water. It condenses water. It does pretty much everything you can think of in this universe. As infinite it is, I can almost guarantee you everything you can think of is out there. There's nothing new under the sun. Well, yet. God says there will be something new. But he invented it all, so that would make sense that he would have the ability to make something new, wouldn't it? To do something new. Well, all we'd have would be to control the cycles that are already here. That's the best we can dream. Everyone at the, well, if I were God, what would you do? I would do the, and the first thing you would do is exactly why this whole fucking place would destroy itself. You wouldn't even take the time to think of like, how'd I get here? Why am I this? Am I? Really? Before I go inflicting my will on anybody. Tell you what, to make sure there's nothing that I can, if I kill myself, that can't happen, can it? Because here I am. What if someone else kills me? Okay. They don't know that because every time they kill me, it resets. Because their entire universe can't exist without me, so they don't even know what I just went through. Okay. I need to think carefully. Because apparently this is a little different than when people say, you know what I would do? I've heard that many times. You know what I would do? I've even thought about it myself. But this is weird. For him, it's true. And all the people that say, you know what I do? You don't even understand what it takes to be him. I'm talking about what you do. Shut up! Selfish? Even if it's, I would make sure that all, fuck you! Maybe the puppies out there that are starving and hungry are there because they're food for something else. For the mountain cats, which are then food for something else, like another fucking thing that fucking lives off them. And there's a very delicate balance that you know nothing about, that you're judging as a personal witness to your own fear and misery. And what you would do to absolve all of that, regardless of the side effects, regardless of whatever it is. I would do, you know what I would do? Because there would be no consequences, because I'm God. You guys think this is fucking, you guys don't even fucking understand. Volcanoes, earthquakes, rain, love, hate, passion, vengeance, anger, joy, intoxication, overdose. How do you know what you like or don't like until you've at least tried it? Okay, I've tried that, and I've tried this, and I've tried this. I don't like those, so we're going to go ahead and wipe that out. Universe 2.0. We had everything working. Everything was working, and I know how to do all that shit. So, we just start all over. From nothing. We just don't need some of those guys, and some of those things, and some of that shit. And actually, if you just get rid of some of those people, their opinions are what brings all that other stuff and all that misery. Oh, tomorrow you wake up and there's not that asshole at work, and you don't even remember them or anything that they did. Any asshole in you just don't remember any of that shit. It's all gone. Wipe away all tears. How are you going to do that if I can remember it? No, you go to ponder them and you won't even find them there. That's what the book says. The second death. The second death, where you die the first time, if I kill your immortal spirit, immortal soul, then you were never born. And you never did anything. So when you die, you take your sin with you. Okay. We're going to have to chop out the root of this fucking thing. Well, if I don't let you do what you do, everyone will call me mean. It's like Donald Trump. If you fucking tell him he can't have the plane and then fucking arrest him for taking the plane, you didn't even let me have it, and yet you're going to arrest me for trying. Yes, for trying. Okay, so you guys don't understand attempted murder or attempted bank robbery. You don't understand that. Yeah, my cousin only attempted to rob the bank. Nobody got shot or nothing. But if you think about it, it wasn't even a crime. He attempted to commit a crime. Well, we can flush all you motherfuckers. Look, Lord, all the red hats are popping up. The vine is ripe. Thrust in thy sickle and reap. Thrust in thy sickle and reap, sir. So, the noisome beast hasn't made it here yet, has he? No, but the Antichrist is here. You've had your fun. Now God gets to have his fun, proving his point. Don't worry, you won't remember anything. When it starts over, if you make it through, you make it through. And that's good. Blessed are they that take part in the first resurrection. For the second death has no effect on you. Oh, I see exactly. I got it. Okay. But I've long said, imagine all the misery that Hitler created. Like, wouldn't him be someone? No, imagine. Imagine his mother miscarries. Mrs. Hitler. Miscarries Adolf. Nature. She starts to bleed. Goes to the hospital. And everyone has sorrow for Miss Hitler. Everyone feels terrible. Sometime once the grieving's over, Mr. and Mrs. Hitler do the same thing. Franklin Hitler, something, whatever, is born. And no one ever knows that Hitler is a bad name. 6 million Jews don't have to, the Nazi Party never, on and on. We can go back to anybody who's ever done that. So a second of pain, a little of sorrow, season of sorrow, and then rebirth. No more tears. No more sadness. You find the love of your life. And they're not lying. And they're not. And the people that are not go, we've dated, this is like our 5th date, and I don't think we're going to be a good compatible. You're like, yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, yeah. It seemed really, fortunately we didn't go, we didn't go any further, and I don't hate you, and I don't hate you. Cool. Well, hey, you know what, actually? I think this is crazy. What? My best friend is actually, she likes all that shit that you like. Would that be weird? It would be weird if we dated, yeah, but we've only gone like 5. We've hung out. These aren't even official dates. We're just hanging out to get to know each other. Just talking about stuff. If you're honest about this stuff, you're saying, yeah, I'm honest. Yeah, I'm just not into that whole collectibles thing. She has her own collectibles. Oh, she does her own? That's even better. I like when people have their own. I mean, but she'll understand my collection. Yeah. It kind of creeped me out when I walked in. Yeah, but it'd be kind of creeped me out the same way when I walked into her room and she's got all these. Oh, really? Like what? Here's her number. You call her and ask her about it. You call him and talk to him about his fashion design line, And I really sincerely hope you're the best. This is a good guy. I know him. He's my friend. You're not setting me up for that. No, he's a good guy. I know him. And seriously, best of luck to you. You too. And Your Honor, and he chose! Well, she's the one. We have children. So I have no needs because you have, That's where that comes from. You want to just admit somewhere along the very beginning, you went too quick. Just slow down a little bit. We have forever. This is your fucking soulmate, remember? Why would you want to find your soulmate immediately? The fuck are you doing out here by Alpha Centauri? This is Alpha Centauri too. Fuck! I'm late, aren't I? Just a little bit. It's okay. Took you long enough. I would say I was looking for you everywhere, but apparently I wasn't. I heard you say Alpha Centauri. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. She's probably hanging out by Alpha Centauri too. That's what I said. T-O-O. You heard T. Okay, yeah. Can I say it was worth it? It was worth the wait. So anyways, the 90s was crazy, man. You're just riding around. We're getting stoned and shit, Well, I started out drinking like somewhere around freshman year. No, I wasn't even that old. I was, me and Travis. We're hanging out 8th grade. 7th or 8th grade. Yeah, it was 8th grade. The first 7th grade was when I went to Johnny Bickham and did the talent show, but that sucked. So I went home and I practiced on patience from Guns N' Roses, and was accused of lip syncing, even though I turned the voice down in the mix. My dad had a really good stereo, and I found the frequency his voice is at and just tuned it out. Well, brought it way down. Same thing karaoke people do, pretty much. Same thing the computer does now when they isolate the vocals and bring it out. My dad had a multi like left and right. He was big into audio because he loved music, and that's why he didn't play, but he loved music, and I see why, but I love it so much. I got to be part of it. I have to be part of it. I don't care where, but I have to be part of it. Just the vibrations and shit, man, are incredible. I love the way that, sound becomes physical. You feel it hitting your body. Especially bass, like, when it just hits you, like, sometimes, like, if you're in a car, that's got the windows rolled up and somebody's bassing hard. My friend Joe, he had a Suburban they wanted to sell me. We're driving home. This motherfucker did CPR on me. He comes in, we're talking, and he's like, oh. I literally locked the chest, and I'm like, not the air. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, I had to roll the window down. Boom, 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 boom. Dude, my heart's kind of fucking up on me. Oh, shit. That's because it was just too compressed, and the sound was just pushing all the air. Fuck, it hit the windshield and just came back down on my chest. I was still like, yeah, it was. Yeah, it made my shit skip around there just thinking about it. Shit. But, yeah. You're driving around in the 90s, man, and there's like, you got your all cock, you're at the early 90s, there's like mostly just cock rock, and then you got your classic rock in my town. There's 99, well, Tux 99, which it couldn't stay in hands really for a while. They also couldn't pick a lane. They're trying to do whatever's popular. If you're trying to do whatever's popular, you have to stay on top of what's popular. So as soon as you get your setting set, all right, this is Pearl Jam, and suddenly the new wave comes along and it's fucking something else, and you're in the dust, man. Unless you decide, like 98 Rocks did, we're classic rock. Led Zeppelin, fucking, you know what I mean? You can count on us to bring you your fucking Grateful Dead, your fucking Leonard Skinner. It's classic rock, we play it. The classical channel, we play classical. And 99X was like, we're the rock channel. So you're playing like, Cinderella, Warrant, and then trying to stay on top of shit. Then grunge comes along, and that becomes 99X. And then they changed the music, changed again to like the whatever, and so they had to keep changing. There's another like station that was kind of independent. Anyways, let me get back to what I was saying. You're riding around, smoking pot, and listening to music, and all of a sudden, like, at that time, all the same music was out, and then you'd hear like the new cock rock song, which was pretty much, a beer selling commercial. And it's just back to back to back of that, and then all of a sudden, there's nothing but new music, and it's all good. Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Screaming Trees, Smashing Pumpkin, just on and on. People that are not from the Seattle area, fucking Dinosaur Jr., just on and on. Just this fucking boom of this really fucking great music that people probably look back now and be like, kind of like how the Beatles. You look at back and now, it's like, okay, it captures that time. But then they continued on, but it's still considered kind of more of an older classical music. It's part of the entire web of music. You know what I mean? It's just considered part of the tapestry of music now. Mozart. You know what I mean? That's not, you don't look at a time before Mozart, It's just woven into the music that we listen to. Nirvana is now part of that tapestry. Earth, Wind, and Fire, a lot of bands at least have one song that's part of this tapestry of life that we all listen to and agree this is a good sound. Even some disco and shit. There's some songs in there. Even if you have like a guy does a line of coke and all of a sudden immediately the Bee Gees start playing. You know what I mean? If nothing else, in his head, that's what's going on. He's at a disco. You know what I mean? You can tell by the way and it cuts to that song. He's just You know what I mean? It still works because it's still a good song. Even if he's not staying alive, as in staying alive, staying alive. I think I need help. You know? My last line. That made a good fucking short story. Especially like, there it is. Just for the song, you know? And that's where it starts, him looking in the mirror. And then he gets downstairs and he's walking down the street. And by the end of the song, he's... Oh no, we're not glorifying cocaine at all, man, dude. Man, dude. But it does make me wonder, because I'm going to start ketamine therapy June 2nd. And I'm actually kind of hopeful about that. But when it's in the streets out in the streets, I'm sure they had been like, they're doing horse tranquilizer? Horse tranquilizer. Yeah. Usually like heroin addicts when they get, oh, okay, yeah, so it's like a scummy kind of thing, just to kind of be, yeah, gotcha. And then they actually do a little bit of research into it and like, okay, maybe not as much as you're doing. It actually could be very beneficial. So wait, we're kind of making it as deadly as it is. Because you're just a sad person who wants help. And by us making it illegal, you have to get garbage shit that might be stepped on and whatever, when actually, if you're taking a lesser dose, you might go and have like kind of an epiphany and have that kind of break. Let's at least try it with some pharmaceutical grade and some tests, very close tests. Dude, that's not ketamine. Yeah, it is. I know. Oh shit! What? Yeah, that you're getting street shit. This is pharmaceutical grade. Oh, oh. Okay. I mean, I can do some more, but I mean, I'm kind of good. I'm kind of good. I kind of got my head straightened out. Can I come back in like a week or so? Come back later this week if you want. Yeah, let's do that later this week. And they get a therapy. After a month, can I do it like just once a week? Yeah. And they have to work with other people, and other people do the same thing. And it works very well. Taper them into a fucking... It kind of main changes your mental state about looking at things. And that's basically all you need, is a change of perspective. A lot of times it's just a change of perspective. How many times you've been, yeah, but that's... Oh, shit. Yeah. The problem is a lot of us don't go, yeah. No, that's different. No, that's not the same thing. That isn't the same thing. No, it's not. Because I'm embarrassed and I don't want to admit that I am a hypocrite. I want a divorce. You're always like this. You're always like this. Because of pride. You gotta get away from me. You just... I can't even deal with you right now. Did I hit a sore spot? No. Why are you the one yelling? You make me upset. I don't like being yelled at, but you don't see me screaming. Oh, I'll scream and freak out. Don't get. I've done it. Yeah. But I'm not doing it right now. Which says I have control. I don't just go off the handle. I usually have a reason. When I go off the handle, I usually am upset at something. I'm not upset that you're right. That'd be ridiculous. spilled Kool-Aid on myself. Oh, was that water? Liar. Water repellent. You gotta love it. It's little tricks you learn. There's a little wet spot right there. Oh, God! Oh, First reaction, right? I'm gonna get a towel. No. Get most of it out of there. Well, just if you can. If you can. I get it. Sometimes coffee doesn't do that. Just, I'll be right with you. Got a different shirt? Of course I do. Cub Scout, Boy Scout. Be prepared. Oh, shit. I like in Unia, in some of my stories I've written, like I clue people in to stuff that goes on there without actually. Like there was one of the characters in one of my new books is like when I'm going out the door, it's not my teachers that I hear. It's all because they have churches and stuff, but in their Anunia, there's just the fact that this all exists. So we were all created. We differ on whether or not it thinks. The universe created everything, or a thinking creature created everything. They had like a, and of course it's all in my head, but they had a summit of like all the religious people, and they wanted to find what they could agree on, and one thing they agreed on was like if there was work dealing with the people that didn't believe, if there was a God or if there was multiple gods, wouldn't they get into a fight eventually because they live forever? When they eventually, because they've done everything else, they would have to get into a fight to see who's the strongest. Arguments there'd be friction, and eventually be whittled down to one, and that'd be the one that created everything. Whether he forgot that he created everything, whether he wanted to be like, I don't want it to be just me. Make a council. All right, and no one knows that. Okay, cool. No one knows I'm just kind of going back. I'll be one of the voices. That's fine. But he knows the truth. In the end, there's just one. Just like a universe. If we had a multiverse, where's that multiverse hosted? In a multiverse, where's that hosted? Eventually, when you stop running between 0.00001, you'll realize there's a boundary. It just is. That's why he said, fucking, there's so many different names, sorry, Moses. Tell him that I am sent him. Because he just is. It's not a point of pride. In fact, if I had to guess, he doesn't like it at all. Because every job sucks, but looks great from a different vantage point. Doesn't it? The boss looks like a great job to have. If you have a conscience, but that's why it draws in sociopaths, because if you have a conscience at all, laying off that many people, you could not sleep at night. If you go back to like when America was great, the people at the top had a fucking heart. They had Christmas parties. Make sure that the people could buy the product they're making. So there's a testimony right there. I drive a Ford because I work for Ford. Because it's the best fucking car. Well, I drive a Chevy because it's the fucking best. I can't even buy a Ford. I work at Ford, but I can't even buy a Ford. I had to buy a... And I don't mind the, Daihatsu. It's a hell of a machine. I don't mind the Toyotas, actually, yeah. 100,000 miles guaranteed? Fuck yeah. They're talking about 30,000 miles? Fuck you. It's 3 times. 3 times. 3 times the car. 100,000 miles versus 30,000. Before it breaks down. Why are we even talking? Why are we even talking? Why are they not the best-selling car ever? Tariffs. You price it so that if you want to buy a 30,000 BYD car, you have to pay America $30,000. So it now costs you $60,000 to get a BYD. They might as well not even send them here because it's paid by you. The tariff that America puts on Chinese, it's protectionary. Now you have to buy American because it's too expensive to buy foreign. What Trump was hoping is he put these tariffs on them, they tariff back, and then it washes out because then he's like, see, I told you. If we were eating the bill, why are they tariffing us back? So your prices are going up because they raised the tariff. And China's the number one. Wrong move, China. Because now the prices go up. Not because of my 145 on them. It's the 30 they put on us. He's not bright, but his followers are even less. They're black holes. There's a lot of them that are, as Hillary Clinton said, deplorable. Deplorable. Claiming the concept, and meanwhile, just ass raping the flag. There are rules to the flag. Look him up. Look him up. There are rules. You aren't supposed to make napkins, house decorations, clothing. It specifically says you are not to make clothing. That's probably why they make it in China. Yeah? Yeah, because they don't have that law there. But by all means, salute your fucking Chinese fucking made American flag. I can almost guarantee you, unless you stitch that shit, it is not American. Even then, the spools of fucking fabric, probably not American either. Name me one person you know that goes to their fucking job at the fucking tapestry factory. The wool and dye fucking... Well, I gotta get down there and shear them sheep so we can make sure we got lots of wool for the fucking coming winter now, because there's apparently wool stockings are kind of coming back in style. So we gotta get down there and farm that wool. No. When I grow up, I want to be a wool puller. No. What do you want to be when you grow up, Timmy? A fabric maker. Oh, Timmy needs to go to one of those J.D. Vance camps before he ends up with the guy liner like J.D. Vance and the beard. No, I mean the wife. Could that be why he's so passionately filleting the president? He's afraid that the fact that he's gay will get out. How much you want to bet that Lindsey Graham cried and said, I can't grow a beard. I can't grow a beard. I'd grow one, but I can't. I'll back you up. Just don't tell. Please, I'm almost dead and nobody knows. We all know little lisping Lindsay. Hi, I'm Lindsey Graham, and I want your vote. Do you, Lindsay? Do you want my vote? Well, you know what you gotta do to get it. Little lisping Lindsay. Come on now, don't be like that, Lindsay. You ain't been married ever. You ain't tied to a girl. Sure you ain't been to prison, Lindsay. That was in high school, and it was summer camp. Oh yeah, I don't know what. There was a common joke throughout, like going through, and I feel bad for. I don't know why there's that one time at summer camp. Is that to like just I would like to know on the terms of like, is it just to kind of fucking because everybody has a shared experience? Because I've been to summer camp and that didn't happen, which is making me like go, how was your fucking summer camp? Because I made fucking leather beads and shit. You know what I mean? I had leather bracelets and bead necklaces. Sorry, I think too fast sometimes. Yeah, we learned how to have the little thing, and it's like S-E-A. And look, my bracelet says Sean. Oh, you can do a little buckle. Oh, you can do a buckle. Hey, I made this a summer camp. They had communal showers. I always, just like at school, I always wait till no one's in there. So if I had to be late to class, I don't give a fuck. I'm not fucking, no. Not like I was ashamed. I just want to see a bunch of naked dudes. Fuck you. What the fuck? What? Who came up with that fucking idea? I just put a post in there. They're young boys. They're going to see each other naked anyway. What kind of Roman fucking gladiator shit are we doing here, man? Can you imagine fucking the pedophile thoughts that would go through an advanced civilization coming back looking at our schools? Mm-hmm. Oh, and you're trying to root out pedophilia? Yeah. What is this room? The adults. Jim Jordan was supposed to tell somebody. It's not funny because it's true. That's why he's not speaking up. That's why he's defending Donald Trump. It's probably worse. There's probably worse information in there. All the people that are not speaking up on the Republican side when he does stuff that is clearly against. You guys freaked out over Obama making executive orders that were within his power. You laughed as the courts rejected Biden's executive orders when he tried to get debt taken off the students. You laughed as the courts checked him. Yeah. And then the Supreme Court checks your guy and you go, well, we got a mandate. You got a what mandate? Can you show me what chapter of the goddamn Constitution talks about if a president wins a certain percentage, he doesn't have to uphold? Then why do the oath at the beginning in the first place? Oh, trust me, they've already put him in check, mate. The dumbass released Project 2025. You don't understand, even if that's a misguided play, that's not their playbook. You think our military didn't download that as a threat? Okay, if they try to run it, what are we going to do? This is project such and such, okay? If they don't try to do it, what's that? If they do like the opposite of all this, we have project opposition, cool. And if they decide, it's 900 pages. Our military strategists aren't lazy, even if our people are. You think they're not going to look through all with lawyers? With lawyers, legal people. What can we do? What can we do? I have a radical idea. This is radical news unprecedented. I call it Project Enough Rope. Let him do it. Let him do it. We keep a hand on the wheel. We keep a hand on the wheel. At all times. It's like a roller coaster. And then when he gets to the end of the roller coaster, he's snatched out of the ride by the throat, by the noose. Right. Right as we go off the drop, he gets yanked the fuck out. And all the people that are with him, we ain't enough rope. We're going to need to let them testify in court under oath and just pretty much kind of say whatever the fuck they want to unchecked. Civil War? No, we got all those plans. How are we going to do this? We have to enact martial law. That's unconstitutional. But if it was preserving the Union, I mean, Lincoln got retroactively. That's true. Lincoln did. Yeah, he got it retroactively. Because it was. I mean, we'd all agree that winning the Civil War was the right thing. If we didn't stop the Nazis, that'd be a bad thing. We all agree on that. Not him. Get him out of here. Fucking throw him out. Fuck that dude. I hate that fucking guy. Well, I don't know. I mean, because get him the fuck out of here. There were good people on both sides. No, there weren't. Get the fuck out of here. If you think those ideas are good, you're not a good person. If you'd fall for that, you're not a good human. Your brain has deficits. Because everyone else is seeing the obviousness of it. I told you, the next evolution is going to be of the mind. But I don't want anyone calling them mean. So I have a role to play. And I play it. I do my part. If you go back and watch Willy Wonka, Slugworth was working for Wonka. They weren't at odds. If you give me the secret recipe, I'll give you $10,000 for your everlasting gobstopper. Everlasting gobstopper? You'll give me $10,000 for my everlasting gobstopper. Yes. And every little child got one, didn't they? And Charlie said, Mr. Wonka, you know who I thought you were? I don't want nothing from you. You've actually broken my fucking heart. Charlie, you win. I guarantee you, probably, if you were actually in that position, you'd be like, I mean, you'd be relieved that wasn't really how they were, but you'd probably be like, you motherfucker. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, you broke my fucking heart, man. That fucking sucked. You motherfucker. I knew it, dude. I knew it. I fucking knew it. God damn, I was fucked up for a bit there, man. I was like, no fucking way. Really? You make all this fun stuff and I'm not supposed to have fun? No, you can have this, dude. That's what I mean. Opie used to watch that shit like all the fucking time. Springtime, the only pretty ringtime birds sing. Ring-a-ding, a-ding-a-ding, sweet love, hey love. Man, I'm losing a lot of weight. I'm really happy about that shit, dude. doing some more exercises and shit. And just thinning out, man. I'm really liking it. I'm like 180 now, I think. Even like last week, I was like 190 because I had stopped doing it. I thought this would probably work, and so far it is. But I was exercising, and my exercises kind of seemed to like plateau my weight loss, where I would have to like increase my workload. You're just graduating, whatever, and that's a normal way to do it. Take a week or two off. Fuck it, a month. You won't get back to it. Yes, I will. No, you won't. Yes, I will. I started getting back into it slowly but surely, just like I started getting into it the first time. And I'm slowly but surely getting back into it when I get back to full rev. Hopefully, I'll drop another 10, 20 pounds just like I did, because it's just fat that I was burning off the first time. So it just needs to do the same thing again. I'm not trying to build muscle. I'm not trying to get bigger. I don't want to get any bigger. I want to stay this, I want to just thin this out. And so when I start doing more exercising and stuff, these are going to start getting more toned. It's going to I don't get that fucking cut back again. Because I don't want it to be huge. I had a good one on this. I was like 180 is what I was able to bench and shit. And it just looked good. That's all I want to do. I just want to look good. It doesn't have to actually be functional. I can climb nothing, but I can pick you up. I actually got really pretty good finger strength too from playing guitar. So that's why, doing pull-ups and stuff and all that shit, I highly recommend it to people, especially to women and stuff, because you got to think about this. If you can do 10, then in the clutch, if you need to climb something, you have 10 in the tank that you're used to doing. Kicking, punching, rolling, any of that shit that you could use to fucking help you stay alive. Whatever you do, if you do 10 of it a day, you have 10 in the tank. If you got 50, you got 50 in the tank. And you only need one. You only need one. To save your life, you just need one. You don't have anything that you put in the tank. Why would you get one out? I need to climb this hill. That's why a lot of people, they go to swing on a swing. And they really don't practice since they're a kid. And they go swing and they forget the fucking, you know what I mean? Finger strengths, all that shit, and eat shit. I don't want to do that. No, you want to do that because you want to do it when you're up there. You don't want to eat shit. Because the swinging is fucking fun as hell. So, don't start at the swing. You didn't start by fucking running, sprinting. Started by walking. Another thing that I was, for music, there was a guy that was talking about getting your fingers going faster. I was watching this the other day. And why do I want to get my fingers? I always want to improve. I always want to go fast. I want to do shit. I want to do shit better. I don't play very clean. I want to play cleaner. I want to pick better, I want to be everything. I want to do everything better. So I'm constantly trying to improve. And so I was watching this thing to learn how to, pick faster with more accuracy. And the guy was talking about, like the exercise I was talking about. That he's like, you can do that all day long. You can start going as fast as you can with the but eventually you're going to plateau out. And the reason why is because you have to go faster, which requires a different motion. It's like you can't walk your way into a sprint. You have that weird, funny kind of, mall walk where they just, how they do it around the mall? Oh, they don't do malls anymore. Gotta bring malls back, dude. Think about that. Think about the money. In the 80s and the 90s, dude, the mall was the hub of all fucking teenage activity, dude. If you weren't at the mall, you wished you were at the fucking mall. They had an arcade. You didn't have an arcade at your house. Even if you had a Sega Genesis, there's no connecting to other people. It's the only way to play other people, including strangers. Oh, yeah, we'd have a Tekken thing, and you have a controller, and there's another controller, and you drop in your 50 cents to take on that guy. And if he whoops your ass, you gotta wait your turn for another kid to fucking play. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. Oh, when I get back on the fucking thing, I hit the button wrong. Come on, kid, just die already, because you're gonna fucking die anyways. Not in real life, kid, of course, but you're too small. You're not gonna take me. Come on. I actually have this at home. Get out of the way. Little girl, I want to just mush his head. Of course you can pick the chick. Of course. Oh, I'll pick the chicken. We'll kick his ass. Watch this. Ah, fuck him. Okay, I got 50 cents. You're going down, dude. Don't go. Oh, now we got him to kill. Go, kid, go. The guy who you just wishing they would fucking lose. Come on, kid, you can do this. I saw you kick it. You were kicking. You were doing good. You got the heart. You can do this. Ah. Next time, kid. Next time. Corn dog on the sticks right there. Pretzel place. I could never afford to eat there, but I mean, there was fucking. I mean, can you imagine if you made affordable food? Good, affordable food. A movie theater right there. Shopping. You know what has disposable cash? Teenage workers. Because they don't have quite the bills yet. Of course, you can't just cater. That's the thing, as I was talking about that earlier with the coding. Well, I was trying to. You can't just focus on one thing. That's what we do as people is we focus from one thing to the next thing. We deserve the best. So right now they're saying the future is in coding. So all these people, they start pushing their kids into coding. The kids start loving coding. They're getting like black belts and stuff. And so they're not. It's not that they're not good coders. It's just now there's too many. Around the 90s and stuff, they were like, "What's the best law and doctor?" So we get a bunch of fucking quacks who don't really want to do it. They want the cash. Now, influencers, one of the biggest fucking things, and what do all the kids want to do? There's not a lot of work to it, or so they think. There's not a lot of pressure, or so they think. You can do what you want to do, or so you think. Cancel culture is anytime your paycheck is mandated by other people, you are subject to cancel culture. Well, I make my own checks. Do you? Do you? Yeah, people come up and give me cash. Oh, yeah. And as soon as they stop giving you cash, you're nobody. See that bug that flew in there? Right in time. Just blew him out of the way, exactly accenting my point. Get out of here. Hawk 2 was cute. What's going on now over here? Wow. Octuplets. Let's get obsessed about this for a bit. Nice. Shit, they're born? Cool. That's over. Ooh, Tiger King. Okay. Carol Baskin. I still don't have any idea about any of that shit other than I've heard those terms. I have not watched the show. I refuse. I heard too much about it. Including Trump possibly pardon. What the fuck? Oh, it reminds me, I gotta watch Bandersnatch before it leaves. I've been meaning to watch it. I think those ideas need to be, I mean, Black Mirror is really, really, really good show, in my opinion. And things like that. Sci-Fi's Dust, Sci-Fi. They're on YouTube. Free movies, short films and stuff. There was a really good one about this, they're traveling faster than light. And of course, they're not really thinking about it, but basically it was like, what if as it's going, you know what I mean? Because it's at speed of light, it would become, you know what I mean? The tail would be getting there later, or, you know what I mean? It would have to be some kind of weird, fucked up version according to like the laws we have because of the fucking irrational numbers. See how that irrational numbers start fucking things up? If we were actually measuring things properly, it probably would work just fine. Like a Stargate, you know? Like, well, here's why a Stargate wouldn't work because the Newton's third law said, fuck Newton's, dude, if it he just observed the activity. He didn't make it. He doesn't get to set a fucking boundary. Fuck him. Fuck Newton. Fuck all of you. You don't get to set a boundary because you observed. Well, Newton's law says that you can't beat it. So fuck him. Sean Battle's law says fuck people who decide for you what you can and cannot do. So this motherfucker's gonna limit me to his fucking logic? Fuck you. Fuck you. What if all your equations are close to being right? You'd probably get... Okay, imagine. Tuning in? You tuning in? Okay. We have a chocolate cake recipe. There's the Duncan Hines, badass, fucking dope kind of... I mean, it comes out perfectly. It's following... You follow the fucking recipe. Then you have your version, which is the Pinterest. You know, Pinterest like, look at this cake. How you make it at your house. Step-by-step instruction. And then it's got the fucking people at home. There's science. The universe, fuck your laws, is perfect cake. Life is here. Is that oxygen? I don't fucking know, but it keeps me alive. Is that my heartbeat? I think so, because everything I've seen so far says that when that stops, we die. And mine hasn't stopped. It's like a clock. Boom, boom. Yeah, there it goes. I have to. I've never seen my own heart, so I have to believe what you tell me about it. And I can feel it, so I don't distrust you. But 40 million years ago was a long time for your telescopes to look. You can go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, I'm not buying your shit. You can't even tell me how the pyramids got here. Go fuck yourself. Don't tell me what happened 47 million years ago or at the beginning of time. I'll buy your shit as far as whatever you doing now. But if projecting past, fuck you. Fuck your science. Fuck all that shit. Fuck your religions. I understand this Bible very clearly, and I understand, but you guys out there, your churches are not at all doing what the fucking book says. You fuckers are insane. You're nuts. Instead of coming together to congregate to talk about God, you've come to separate yourself from the rest of the fucking sheep. To make yourselves be the special group of worshipers, aren't you? Like the crack smoker, he's not worshiping God in his way. And God's name is smack for some. Lane Staley died with millions of dollars in his fucking bank account and a big pile of fucking crack and heroin in front of him. Oh, an addict. An addict to what? Not feeling this world? Because I kind of understand. Just can't quit. Just doesn't want to. As an addict, I can tell you the difference between quitting and not quitting is just comes down to want. If you don't want to quit, you will not. You will not. If you want to quit, you will. No one can convince you any fucking other way. At all. But we love you. We gotta intervene. You're not convincing him, her, whoever. You're not convincing them. They have to go, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. No, I said that before, but I don't want to do this anymore. What do I have to do? Well, let's get into a rehab. At least give him a chance. Yes, I'm going to get loaded before I go. Of course I am. It's my last fucking one. Yes, of course that's why they fucking almost always overdose. Gotta say goodbye to the one you love the most. Last one in the world. I hear you cry, but let's not waste this night. Last one in the world. You're always in your lonely room. I hear you whisper, see you soon. Yeah, man, I'm not doing this. You're just going to stay in your little lonely room, man. Sorry, I'm done. I'm done. See you soon. No. It's my last one. No, I don't want to do it anymore. I love you too. No. When it hits, right, it's like getting hugged by God. Seriously, it's just like nothing. There's no pain, there's no whatever. I'm not trying to glorify it. I'm just explaining why you'll get hooked and why you'll lose everything that you have. Because that feeling is not real and it's fleeting. When you are actually hugged by God, it will be forever. And it will heal all those wounds and stuff. That feeling you feel, that'll just be your fucking baseline of life. Let's take all the assholes out of this fucking place and see what happens. See if social anxiety disorder or SAD is still a problem. Let's just see. Let's see if some of those weirdos come out of their shell when the world is more accepting, when the ocean's not so caustic. And they can say, I have an idea. And they go, yeah. Really going to listen? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we listen? You're not going to call me 4 Eyes or shove me in a trash can or anything? When not even worry, I have an idea. Yeah. It's crazy, just crazy enough to work. We could, do you mind like tweaking it? No, I just want to. Anybody have a problem with the entire world being purple for how long? I don't know, I just want to try it. Fuck it, let's do it. Why not? We got forever. Is this what you're thinking? No. Show us what you're thinking. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, let's do this. We're doing this for however until they say it's done. I don't know what you got planned, but I'm waiting to see the punchline of this shit. This is nuts. I can already tell it's a setup for something. I already know. But I don't know what it is. But yeah, I'm waiting. It takes 1,000 years. That's fucking even better. That's even better. It's even fucking better. We're not trying to kill a week here. I'm trying to kill a weekend. We have forever. That's right, forever. From observer to observer. If there was an eye at the end, now the drawing I talked about with the Christopher Langan picture that looked very similar. I don't know if he drew it, but the person who was showing on the screen, it looked very similar to this. Except it was like that. And instead of being a yin-yang, that was an eyeball. But if he's right about it being an eyeball, being the observer, and this is my idea, like God's just in harmony. Which again, if you take away, if this was moved more to the center, take away the top and the bottom, and you'd have a yin-yang. And see how it cuts through there like that? You'd have a yin-yang, but it's not even, so therefore it'd be unbalanced. But if you moved it to the center, it'd be balanced. As you can see, I noted this is the point of creation, right there. It expands this way and solitarily. That's why it's smaller, because it's solitarily that way. If this is a destination, they had an eyeball when you turn it upside down, and they were using hexagons instead of these hexagons. The dot was even in the same place. Instead of using the top and down, they had left and rights, which I have drawn in there, kind of, but this is like him by himself, and this is him moving forward with everybody, which then would expand to this, causing harmony. They had an observer, and of course, like I said, at the end of time, if it filtered through an eye, it would flip, become negative, go from positive to negative. And then at the other side too, if it flipped through an eye, Mobius strip, basically. So, my brother had a game that he used to play called Mobius. another game he had called the Thieves Guild. I never got to play him, but he used to listen to like a lot of Def Leppard while playing it. And so I mean, I didn't have any like source of music or anything like that, so I just sit and listen to the music. I don't know if he even knew I was around. He probably considered me annoying and always around, but I didn't bother him. I usually sat and doing my own thing, just listen to music. I didn't want to be out in the other room with my dad or anything like that, you know? So, the less you're around him, the less chance you have of making him angry. So, make myself as little known in the scene as possible. And, so yeah, I think that might be why, like, I mean, he moved on from that, but he was playing, then he started playing Dungeons and Dragons. He wasn't, I don't know how long he played for, but I wanted to play. He's like, if you finish the solo campaign, whatever, then, you know, make a character, then blah, blah, blah. And so I flew through that shit, and it was like, whatever. You know, you got a solo campaign to go through. And before I did, you had to pick your class. And I said, yeah, you had to pick your race. And they had humans, elves, whatever. And so I chose being I was like, I get it. So like race there, just like humans are too busy with the elves and other shit to fight each other about color. At least you're human type thing, you know? Okay, so in order to have the friction I have there, I'd have to be a half elf. If I'm going to play a character that's like me, you know, I'd have to live something like that in between worlds. And so I chose half elf. And they got to like, you know, are you a fighter or thief or whatever? And I was just like going through and I was like, I'm about to pick fighter. Of course I'm going to pick fighter. I want to be, you know, whatever. And then, like, well, who would pick a thief? That's, and then it's like, you know, they started explaining it. I was like Robin Hood. Robin Hood's a thief. He did rob from the rich. And yeah. I'm going to be a thief. I'll be a thief. That was always my class. I always try to get like thief or whatever because it's, I mean, you can be crafty and whatever, and if you pick like lawful, neutral or whatever, you know, you can still you tend to follow the rules, but it's not like your guiding point. You know what I mean? You're not like rooted in it 100%. So you'll break the law because I mean, stealing is breaking the law, unless it's illegal in your town. Okay, we're going Dungeons and Dragons world. So, yeah. I mean, you'd have to be kind of neutral about things, about ideas. Because the very fact that you could rob from the rich, I mean, shouldn't he be in jail? But he's doing something good. And they started talking about how you had to have charisma. I was going to say charismatic. You had to be charismatic. Trying to get him to, but it just jammed. You have to have a pretty high charisma. And I was like, oh yeah, that would make sense. You know, because charm your way out of situations where you get busted. Like if you get caught shoplifting, like I was just making sure you didn't need my services. I was testing you got it. I wasn't going to steal it. I was going to say, hey man, I could have walked away with this. You got a good security system here. You have a good day. You're tight. Security's tight. Don't need my services here at all. Let's see if that store needs it. Yeah, see if that store needs it. You have a good day. Fucking bitch. I fucking should have arrested that motherfucker. God damn it. Fuck. Because a lot of times, yeah, someone's already talking. You're like, I'm just going to go ahead and go. And, you know, and that way, just, you know, we're done. I didn't do anything. You didn't do it. You actually did. Clint said he actually did. But if he can get that little, just, yeah, test them over there. All he wanted was to get away. So, you weren't holding quite as tight because you're kind of in a little chuckle about I was testing your security. I'm just going to go test them over there real quick. Okay? You'd have to climb over the stall. I could kick you. You know what I mean? Just, I'm already at the door. I'm already leaving. Oh, I gotta get some more water, man. How fun would that be just to leave you guys sitting here? Like 2 days from now, someone's like, what the fuck? He just got and went and got water? Yeah, why not? Bang. I could always end it. Fuck! 2 hours? Are you shitting me? I could always end it. Jesus Christ, I got fucking diarrhea mouth. Apparently I gotta go flush and wipe. I'm done.